Hi friends, my name is Chinmay. Today I am going to read out the lesson from the science textbook of 7th standard Nutrition in Plants. Let me start. In class 6th, you learned that food is essential for all living organisms. You also learned that carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals are components of food. These components of food are called nutrients and are necessary for our body. All living organisms require food. Plants can synthesize food for themselves, but animals, including humans, can't. They get it from plants or animals that eat plants. Thus, humans and animals are directly or indirectly dependent on plants. Now, here is a question by Bojo. Bojo wants to know how plants prepare their own food. Uh, Plants prepare their own food by photosynthesis. 1.1 Mode of nutrition in plants. Plants are the only organisms that can prepare food for themselves by using water, carbohydrate, and minerals. The raw materials are present in their surroundings. The nutrients enable living organisms to build their bodies, to grow, to repair damaged parts of their bodies, and provide the energy to carry out life processes. Nutrition is the mode of taking food by an organism and its utilization by the body. The mode of nutrition in which organisms make food themselves from simple substances is called autotrophy. Auto means self. Trops means nutrition. Therefore, plants are called autotrophs. Animals and most other organisms take in food prepared by plants. They are called heterotrophs. Heteros means others. Now there is a question by Penny. Wants to know your body can't make food from carbon dioxide, water and minerals like plants do because it does not contain stomata, but humans have lungs to breathe in the air rich in oxygen, and humans does not have the ability to change the carbon dioxide into the oxygen air. And now we may ask where the food factories of plants are located, whether food is made in all parts of the plant or only in certain parts. How do plants only obtain the raw materials from the surroundings? How do they transport them to the food factories of plants? 1.2 Photosynthesis, food making processes in plants. Leaves are the food factories of plants. Therefore, all the raw materials must reach the leaf. Water and minerals present in the soil are absorbed by the roots and transported to the leaves. Carbon dioxide from the air is taken in. Cells. You have seen that buildings are made up of bricks. Similarly, the bodies of living organisms are made of tiny units called cells. Cells can be seen only under the microscope. Some organisms are made up of only one cell. The cell is enclosed by a thin outer boundary called the cell membrane. Most cells have distinct centrally located spherical structure called the nucleus. The nucleus is surrounded by a jelly-like substance called cytoplasm. through the tiny pores present on the surface of leaves. These pores are surrounded by guard cells. Such pores are called stomata. Bojo wants to know how water and minerals absorbed by roots reach the leaves. Water and minerals are transported to the leaves by the vessels which run like pipes through the root, the stem, the branches, and the leaves. They form a continuous path or passage for the nutrients to reach the leaf. They are called vessels. You will learn more about transport of minerals in plants in chapter 11. The leaves have a green pigment called chlorophyll. It helps leaves to capture the energy of the sunlight. This energy is used to synthesize, means prepare food from carbon dioxide and water. Since the synthesis of food occurs in the presence of sunlight, it is called photosynthesis. Photo means light, synthesis means to combine. So we find that chlorophyll, sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water are necessary to carry out the process of photosynthesis. It is a unique process on the earth. The solar energy is captured by the leaves and stored in the plant in the form of food. Thus, sun is the ultimate source of energy for all living organisms. Can you imagine life on earth in the absence of photosynthesis? In the absence of photosynthesis, there would be any food. The survival of almost all living organisms, directly or indirectly, depends upon the food made by the plants, besides oxygen, which is essential for the survival. Besides leaves, photosynthesis also takes place in other green plants of the plant. In green stems and green branches, the desert plants have scale or spine like leaves to reduce loss of water by transpiration. These plants have green stems which carry out photosynthesis of all organism is produced during photosynthesis. In the absence of photosynthesis, life would be impossible on the earth. During photosynthesis, chlorophyll containing cells of leaves in the presence of sunlight use carbon dioxide and water to synthesize carbon dioxide. The process can be represented in an equation. Carbon dioxide plus water equals sunlight, uh, chlorophyll, carbon, carb, carbohydrate plus oxygen. During the process, oxygen is released. The presence of starch in leaves indicates the occurrence of photosynthesis. Starch is also a carbohydrate. Bojo has observed some plants with deep red, violet, or brown leaves. He wants to know whether these leaves also carry out photosynthesis. Thank you, friends. This is the end of this video. This is the part one of this lesson. Let me continue this chapter in the part two. Thank you.